Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, Breathe and Budget. If you're new here, my name is Taryn and we talk all about budgeting, intentional spending, and how our finances impact our lifestyle. Today I'm walking you through the budget breakdown for our final paycheck of June. This is my husband's last check of the month and we're using it to close out June and get ready for July with a clean slate. So this check came out to $2,731. That's after taxes and pre-tax contributions. Things like his 401k. We are also getting a $35 contribution from our adult daughter, putting that towards our cell phone bill. So our fixed expenses, let's start with that. They total $751 this week. That includes our cell phone bill for $188, Movie Club for $12, Hulu Plus for $1. Gotta love those Black Friday deals. And Edison, $200, Life 360, and if you don't know that app, I highly recommend it. Totally awesome when you have especially kids driving and you want to know that they're safe. And we actually pay for the subscription, so if they did get into a car accident, it would actually give us an alert that it detected a crash, which I think is really awesome and peace of mind for us parents. And then we are going to leave $335 in our checking account cushion. So that leaves us with $2,015 to work with for everything else. For variable expenses, as always, $325 to groceries, $200 to gas, and $175 to personal spending. That totals $700, which leaves us $1,315 for our sinking funds. So before we move on, just a quick reminder that everyone's budget looks different. The way I save might not match how you save, and that's okay. We are a family of 5 in California. We use holidays as a time to travel. We don't fly, unfortunately. I have grown into having a fear of flying that I have never had. I have flown many times in my life, but I have this irrational fear now. Long story. And so we do things that are within driving distance. I'm thinking about venturing into possibly a train to get a little bit further within the 50 states. So we're working on it. But we use it as a time to travel and make memories, so we tend to put more towards those categories. So let's support each other's financial journeys instead of comparing or judging. This is about using our money to build the life we want. And that's going to look different for you, but I hope that you are building the life you want. So for this check, we're focusing heavily on holidays and birthdays, which we usually do with the last paycheck of every month. So here's the breakdown. As always, water and trash are going to get $20 each. Valentine's Day, Easter, Mother's Day, those are all going to get $50. To jumpstart Father's Day for next year, we're going to add $25. And yes, I am going to add another $100 to 4th of July and to our anniversary, because I want to make the most of this little getaway. And if it's within my budget to do so, and it's not derailing any other financial obligations or goals, then why not? Halloween, we are already fully funded. I'm going to talk more about Halloween when we're actually doing the cash stuffing, so stay tuned. And then for Thanksgiving, we're going to put $50. And then as usual, $320 towards Christmas. Again, I'll talk more about this when we're actually doing the cash stuffing, because I know people see that amount and they judge. And then New Year's is going to go ahead and get $50. And for every single one of us, all 5 of us, we're going to put $50 into all of our birthday envelopes, bringing the total of our sinking funds to $1,085. And that leaves us with $230. And I am going to put that towards our savings challenges. This is the goal. We want to increase the emergency fund that we have. So all of these savings challenges, there is a purpose, there is a rhyme or reason. It's just a lot more fun to save this way. It's encouraging, motivating, and it really does keep me on track. So we're going to put $30 to our 52-week savings challenge. We're going to put $50 to our bookmark savings challenge. And I put $150 to the side so that Miss River and I can roll some dice, do some scratch-offs, and have fun saving. So that brings us to a zero-based budget. Every dollar from this paycheck has been assigned to a purpose, whether it's bills, basics, or creating the life that we want, and the things that we value the most. Every dollar is working for us. So, all right. Now that we got the budget mapped out, let's grab the cash. We'll get into the cash stuffing portion of this video. I am going to walk you through each category and why we chose the amounts we chose. I mean, I may not discuss every category. I'm going to pick the ones that I normally get comments about. But I'm going to explain to you why we picked the amount that we did. And if you've ever wondered how we decide what's worth saving for, this is where it gets real. So let's get started. All right, let's jump into this cash stuffing session. I'll walk you through each category we're saving for, and I'm going to explain why we chose the amounts we did, especially when it comes to holidays and other areas that may not seem essential to everyone, but are meaningful to us. We believe in planning ahead for the moments that bring joy to our family, so we're not caught off guard or relying on credit cards later. Let's get into it. $100, $200, $300, $400, $500, $600, $700, $800, $900, $1,000, $1,100, $1,200, $1,300, $1,400, $20, $40, $60, $80, $1,500, $20, $40, $60, $80, $1,600, $10, $20, $30, $40, $50, $60, $70, $80, $85, $86, $87, $88, $89, $90. So we are working with $1,690 today. Okay, so we're going to hop into my essentials binder really quick. I like to start here to replenish our personal spending money. So this $75 that I put in here last week, I did not spend it. And I was going to put it towards savings challenges, but what I'm going to do is actually put this in my wallet. I'm going to keep this $75 as personal spending money instead of it going to savings, and I'm going to take this with us when we go out of town to Big Bear. All right, so let's hop into my wallet. I am going to scan my receipts into Fetch Rewards and Receipt Hog. So I use two apps for receipts, and basically what I'm allowed to do is convert them to either points on Fetch Rewards, and I can redeem that for gift cards, or actual cash back with Receipt Hog. I love both of them. I'm not sure that I have a favorite per se. Both of them are awesome, and I do have referral codes that are listed in my bio, like the links, but I can also put the codes up on the screen if you're interested. It helps me, it helps you if you sign up using my referral code. So I have $10 in there already, and I'm going to add that $75. So I will have $85 with me for personal spending money. All right, and I am going to add another $75. So the reason I do this is normally the $75 I try not to spend goes towards savings challenges, so it gets removed. I put another $75 in, and the cycle to challenge myself to not spend it continues. I've been doing this for about a year now, and I have been able to save quite a bit each year to put towards our emergency fund. So if it works, you keep doing it. So let's go ahead and add that. So I do 5 ones, I do 8 5s, and I do 3 10s. Okay, so this should be 75, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 71, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Okay. And then my husband gets 100. Oh, yep, he definitely used that. All right, so I just do 5 20s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I pick certain 20s just because I give him the ones that are not as crisp. He doesn't care. I keep the crisp ones because they're just nicer on my cash envelopes. All right, so that's it for the essentials binder. Stay tuned for my July budget because using the first paycheck of every month is what I use to fill all of these envelopes. All right, before we get into my holiday binder, I am going to hop into my high priority binder. I am going straight into the home category. We have 3 envelopes that we need to cash stuff. Okay, so we add $20 each paycheck for our water and our trash bill because they are not billed monthly. They are quarterly or bi-monthly. So I just like to put a little bit away each paycheck so that we are prepared for when the bill generates. We just paid trash, so I'm saving for the next one, which won't generate for the next 3 months. Okay, 20 for water. And then for Edison, because even though we have solar, We still have to pay our electric company, which I think is so ridiculous. But I guess like for storing our power that we generate. And I like to be prepared because for some reason the last couple of years here in California, the price that they charge has increased significantly. I don't really quite understand the reason behind it because we generate a lot with our solar, but I don't know. I can't even explain it. So I'm just trying to be prepared for when this bill generates in July. So now we have $600. It's an annual bill though. It's not like monthly. We just get the bill once a year. So I just like to prepare a little bit throughout the year. All right, so that's all we're going to do in high priority, and we're going to hop into holiday. All right, so we're going to go into my holiday binder. It is my absolute favorite to cash stuff. I'm going to explain why. So I know some people might wonder why we save so much for holidays, but for us, it's more than just gifts or decorations. We really use these times to travel, reconnect, and create memories as a family. So when you see categories like Christmas, Halloween, or even our seasons envelopes, it's not about overspending. It's about prioritizing experiences that matter to us. Like that's the beauty of budgeting. You get to shape it around what brings value in your life. So let's hop in to holidays. So for next year's Valentine's Day, I'm going to go ahead and add a 50. So we have 150. I usually save 300 for Valentine's Day, Easter, Mother's Day, and Father's Day. It gives us enough money to gift something maybe small and then go out as a family to a restaurant, like a nice sit-down restaurant. So that's generally how much it'll cost. So that's kind of where I came up with that 300. You just have to pick what works for you. Like if your favorite restaurant is like a local diner and it's not very expensive, you may not need to save as much. Like if you are into secondhand thrift store stuff, perhaps you can have like a lower budget, right? Because that's what you prefer. Or if you make things yourself, then you maybe are only spending money on the actual material that you need to make the items. It's going to be different for everyone. So you may not understand why someone chooses what they choose, but really, who are you to judge? Okay, moving right along. We're going to move to Easter, and we're going to also add another 50. So now we have $100 in Easter. Again, this is for Easter baskets, but it's also to purchase additional groceries outside of our grocery budget to have like a nice Sunday, Easter Sunday meal, treat ourselves to maybe a higher priced like steak or whatnot. Mother's Day. So we're going to start saving for this again since we just had Mother's Day last month. I'm going to start it by adding a $50 bill. That is what's within our budget this week. That is what we're able to do. So I'm going to get a head start because you never know what's going to happen from now until next Mother's Day. So it'll be nice if we have even a little bit saved in here. Father's Day, that was fully funded. It is not anymore. So I'm going to remove the fully funded placeholder. Placeholders represent the money that I have sitting in a bank account, okay, in my high yield savings account. So once we get a certain category to its threshold, which for me, these ones are about 300, I put it in a high yield savings account and it sits there for several months earning us interest before I use it. When it's time to use it, I just put that money, transfer it from my high yield savings account to my checking account, and I spend from my debit card. So this is no longer fully funded. I'm going to go ahead and remove that. And I'm going to start saving for this one. Normally I wait until the next month, but I'm just going to go ahead and put 25 and get a head start. Fourth of July, I'm going to go ahead and add another $100. So I got a comment, and I'll put it up on the screen, about 4th of July, the amount that I'm saving is useless. Useless. This is what I was told. Mind you, this is from a fellow homeschool mama who I would think prioritizes activities, experiences, making memories. Like, wouldn't you think? So for 4th of July, we travel. We rent a cabin, Airbnb, and we do outdoor activities. Who knows? We might rent a boat this time, rent a canoe, do a lot of hiking. We're actually bringing the dogs with us, which will be the first time. So that'll be interesting. And we did have to purchase some things to be able to do that. So that's what this is for. That's why we save so much for this holiday. So we have $13.55, but I'm going to be using some of my personal spending money. My husband's going to be putting in some of like the bonus that we don't really put into our budget. He just keeps it and uses it. So we will be spending more than this, but we are going to have like almost a full week of making memories, enjoying family time, and that is worth it. And it's absolutely not useless. So, but to each their own. I was just kind of surprised from the source that made that comment. Okay, moving right along. Anniversary. I am going to go ahead and add another $100 because our anniversary is super important to us to be able to spend that quality time as husband and wife and not always just mom and dad. So now we have $1,500, which may not even be enough for what we want to do. We may add a little bit last minute in the beginning of July. We'll see. Halloween. I think we're fully funded. Oh yeah, I got to get this. I got to do a cash condensing, get this into the bank. This needs to sit in a high yield savings account until October. But we do $500 for Halloween. Let me explain why. We live in a very rural town. We are far away from any place that actually trick-or-treats, so we have to travel. It's 5 of us. We all dress up. So this is costumes for 5 people. This is for gas to travel to trick-or-treat. And because we're traveling and we're not home, we generally like to eat dinner out. So this will also be for a sit-down restaurant. So in California, let's remember that, I don't think this is too much. I think this is perfect to be prepared to be able to fund all the things that we want to do so that we don't feel the urge to just do what we want to do and swipe a credit card instead. This gives us the room to do that. Okay, moving along to Thanksgiving, I'm going to go ahead and add $50 to this. So now we have $100. There we go. And Christmas, as always, it gets $320 a month. Because yes, we save $3,500. Yep. And this is not just gifts. Christmas money goes to quite a few things. So when we do shop for Christmas, we do experiences. Like one year we did passes to Universal Studios, like the platinum best passes you can get. We've done trips to Disneyland. We've done passes to like our local water park and things like their Kindles. Things that are not going to just become clutter or junk in the house. And we prioritize, again, like I said, experiences. It also goes towards groceries outside of our grocery budget to cover Christmas Eve dinner and Christmas Day, like cooking and eating throughout the day. If we do want to upgrade any of our decorations, it will go to that. If we see any excellent Black Friday deals for anything that we might need to replace. So we don't just shop aimlessly. Like if we needed to replace, let's say, our vacuum, or if we needed to replace anything like that, we would see if there's a good deal for Black Friday and we would use this money. So technically it's Black Friday money as well, but not just like aimlessly spending. It would have to be something that we would have otherwise wanted to purchase. And by the way, I am a firm believer Black Friday prices are not always the best, but you can use a website called camel.com to track the pricing of that item, because sometimes shopping now in July even, well, we're in June, end of June, but it's June 30th, but even in July is cheaper than if waiting for Black Friday. So it doesn't mean Black Friday is always the best, but I do keep an eye out for items, okay? So yeah, oh, let's see what we have. So we have 1,500, 16, 17, 18, 19, 2,000, 2,240. Perfect. So we are definitely on track to having the amount that we want. Again, 5 people, gifts for extended family as well. It's just a whole bunch of things. That amount is perfect for us. I really value making holidays a big deal. So if I want to put my money towards that, then that's what I'm going to do. And I don't have to justify it to people, but I have no problem explaining why, what our reasons are, what we spend it on. Because if it gives motivation or inspiration to anyone, then great. And if there's people that think it's useless, then just keep scrolling. Okay, New Year's Eve. We're going to add 50. So now we have 150. And then we're going to hop into the birthday section. River's birthday, we're going to go ahead and add 50. So now we have 150. I normally do 300 for birthdays, but I may do more if it's within our budget. So that way maybe we can do like a one night or one day, like a full day getaway somewhere. We like to make it a big deal. So Sky's birthday, we'll jumpstart it with 50. And I like to save a year in advance. That's when I start generally for every holiday or pretty much every category. I like to do it where I at least have 11 months to save for it. So Harmony's birthday is going to also get 50. My husband's birthday is going to get 50. So now we have 270. His is coming up in November. Mine's coming up in September. My beautiful birthday envelope, this one is from Erica over at Dripped by E. I'm going to add a 50 to mine as well, so I also have 270. I got a special envelope for my birthday. Okay, so that's it for the holiday binder. Now let's save some money. Okay, so I set aside $150 for fun savings challenges. So this is going to go towards scratch offs or like dice games. And I like to do this with my daughter. And we're in the process of filming that video. It's just we've been so busy, but we need to film that video so that you can see. I like to do savings challenges that are fun with my children just because it builds that positive financial literacy. Like it makes it fun saving money. And so you don't see most of the discussion on the videos because we're just having fun playing, but I am very transparent with my children when it comes to our budget. They absolutely know how much we're making and where the money is going. And when I say it's just not in the budget this month, or let's make an envelope for that, they're on board because they get it. So that's going to go towards savings challenges. Now let's hop into the 52-week savings challenge. Again, this is available in my Etsy shop. We finished section 5. We're about to finish section 6. So I'm going to go ahead and add 30 for week 30. And I challenged myself to do 30 for week 26, 27, 28, and 29 as well. So it'll be interesting to see how much we have saved at the end of the year. So I'm going to go ahead and add 30 and mark this off. And then I'm going to hop into the bookmark savings challenge. So I'm setting up for July. This is going to be our July one. I'm going to add that in there. And we're going to finish off June with $50. So I'm going to put this in here. And then we're going to scratch off the bonus so that I can see if I can challenge myself to add that bonus when we're doing our July budget. So let me mark that off. And let's scratch this off. 25. Okay, so I will challenge myself to save $25 extra next month to fulfill this bonus. So I'm going to go ahead and take out June, and I'm going to go ahead and put in July. Awesome. And just like that, we are officially done with our June budget. It feels good to close out each month knowing that every dollar was given a purpose that aligns with our goals, our values. I hope this video helped give you ideas or motivation for your own budgeting journey. I'm really looking forward to planning our July budget and sharing that with you soon. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, leave a comment letting me know what your financial focus is for July, and until next time, keep breathing and happy budgeting.